The moment I knew I wanted to do comedy, I knew I wanted to do Melbourne. Loads of my influencers talk about their careers before they became who they are. They always talk about their first Melbourne Comedy Festival shows. It feels really real and a bit scary and competitive, and a part of me is absolutely thrilled by that, and a part of me is also terrified to my core. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just can't wait to do it, and I have to do it. During 2020, when the pandemic hit, I was working as a music teacher out of my own house, and then obviously when everything went into lockdown, I wasn't. And so I decided to turn to TikTok, and I basically started making musicals out of the news.
Andrew, I'm sorry, I'm just asking questions. Andrew, I know it's literally my job, but you don't run the press conference. I know, neither do. So I'm gonna...
It got to the point where I bought a green screen and things got a bit out of control, and I was making paper props.
This is a vibrant liberal democracy, Mr. Speaker. Not far from here, such marches even now are being met with bullets.
Yeah, people really liked it. I think people were kind of looking for a little bit of joy out of what is most often the most depressing part of the day, which is the news.
What is the
I think I learnt a lot through just making for the sake of making with TikTok. There was no real pressure. I didn't really know that it would lead to anything at all. And I think it was just a massive learning experience for me. So in a way, I guess it kind of felt like rehearsals for what became the thing that I've always loved doing more than anything, which is live performance.
Oh man, I hope it works.
I decided to do a solo show, and I knew I was going to do that.
I got a problem that I can't deny.
And then when it came time to picking how long it would be, my first thought was 60 minutes. You have to do it an hour. And then the second thought that followed it immediately was just, you're insane.
And then it dawned upon me, I've only ever done comedy exclusively on the internet.
Because I'm a musical comedian, I was treating it, I think, more like a gig than like a comedy show. It was more like, oh, well, if I was a musician and I was playing my original songs, my show would probably go for an hour and a half. So an hour just made sense. That's about, in my head, that's like 8 songs with banter. Banter is now, as I've come to learn, stand-up that I had to then write. But it felt like a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. And it was very nerve-wracking because, you know, I'd named the thing, but I had not one song referencing the name of the show. And so then the last song I wrote for the show, I wrote 4 days before I first performed it. And it is the opening song of the show, which is the same as the title, I Hope My Keyboard Doesn't Break. It was really, really bizarrely made. And I still think I'm an idiot for making an hour long.
There's a long way to go, so the best you can hope is my keyboard doesn't break. Thank you.
I always thought I'd be able to test my show a lot more before it got to Melbourne, but obviously with COVID, you know, you can't do as many shows as you want to do. So, yeah, it's quite scary, but I think it's okay. I think I've gotten the perfect amount of like relatability and also the story being unique to me and sort of sharing stories from my life that I care about.
I've got everything I need. Is there anything else you'd like to run to confidence? I'm feeling happy.
No, I'm good. For like the 29 minutes before I go on, I'm like chill for as best as I can be chill. I'm not a very chill person by nature, but the minute before I go on, it's like, I equate it to like going up a roller coaster and like that feeling of losing your lunch on the way down. It feels like that, but for about a whole minute. And then you get on stage and it's like, oh, I'm at the bottom of the roller coaster, okay, it's fine. I lived. So yeah, and I know that's gonna happen. I'm gonna be behind that curtain like, ah, the whole time. My name's Gabbi Bolt, and I started my comedy career online a year and a half ago during a pandemic. And this is way nicer. Here you can't scroll away from me, you can't superimpose my face on a deep fake of a 5-way orgy. I think I have a lot more room to play in live performance because I get to sort of hold the tension in my hand in the room, which you don't get to do online either.
So as a woman, if you wish to share a point of view, be aware of the shitstorm that awaits you in the Reddit forums, in the Twitter hashtags, in the YouTube comments, in the TikTok duets.
I think this show really actually kind of outlines a lot about me that I don't even know if I'd be comfortable not singing. Like if I were to stand on stage and be like, these are all the most vulnerable stories about my life. I don't know if I could do that as well online, but I definitely find it a lot more comforting to do in a space that you're sharing with people in real time.
But none of that matters. Of course not. He already rated me a 6.3. A 6.3.
Do you like the show, Nala? Do you think the show is good? Tough critic. So I ended up doing 17 shows in 14 days, which was crazy. Sammy J came to my show and I got to meet Adam Hills, which was amazing. And Grace Tame. I did a show with Grace Tame, which was, yeah, it was an absolutely incredible experience. And I want to go back next year and do it again. And maybe try and do the month as well. It was good. Good experience.